Alright, just barely, but I am on time. What's up? I wish my Wii remote would turn on when I actually push a button. What's up, 1v3? Welcome back to the stream. Uh, let's get started. Let's connect to the internet. Oh wait, I didn't turn on the capture card audio. Oopsie. There we go. Very nice, very nice. Okay. Oof. I have a few things I can talk about. Only one of them is a breaking news thing. But most of these things are of particular interest to me, and I like. Sometimes I feel like I can talk about these things a little bit more than I can about every breaking news thing all the time. Might leave later on. My MC buddy might come back. Yeah, it's no problem. No problem at all. I guess with that in mind, though, I could talk about the things that would be of direct interest to you then, so you'd at least be here for them. I saw you posted the video in the general chat about Kaliningrad, Königsberg, that exclave that is now Russian territory between Poland and Lithuania. And that actually explained things quite nicely, and it informed what I think of the matter. Yeah. You know, as fucked up as it is that multiple ethnic cleansings seem to have happened there, the most logical course of action there is just like Russia keeps the territory. It's not exactly up for a political debate right now. And, you know, Lithuania was asked if they wanted the land, and they said no, because there weren't Lithuanians there. Germany was asked if they wanted it when reunification happened, and they said no, for similar reasons that, like, you know, it's been kind of de-Germanified or whatever. And so it's just Russian now. It's like a exclave of Russians in on the Baltic Sea coast. So, you know, that's what's up, I guess. Only 7 people? I thought there were 8. Okay. Well, anyways. TK Jungle Parkway. Not a huge fan of this track, I'll be real. But, yeah. Normal track room, I guess. Yeah, it didn't seem like there was going to be anybody online in custom tracks, so I might do these for a little bit to start. And then I will maybe find some custom tracks to race on, you know. I like big of a fan myself either. Yeah. You can do your thing, Ego. I have no interest in first right now. I do, however, have some interest in not being especially far behind, so... And I got wheelie bumped like a motherfucker, so... Track itself just doesn't have a whole lot going on. Yeah, it really doesn't, and it's all slidey road. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think I know where I want to use this. Kind of. Like, maybe. Not driving very well this first race, though. Gotta be said. Whoa! The guy in 6th had the shock? Okay. In that case, I'll get something here. Same thing, that works. Damn it, I didn't get a chain. That's unfortunate. Whoa, 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 what are you doing, pal? What the fuck? That guy, like, swerved to try to hit me. That was wild. Okay, 3 mushrooms. I'll take that. Where do I want to use these? Well, I could use one here to get out in advance of that guy who has a star, just a little bit. God damn it, he took my item! How did I not get hit by any of that? Really did not drive well this race. Although, to be fair, the track did not help. You got a target on your back, apparently. Yeah, that tends to happen. 10 players. I'll stick with it for one more, at least. Okay. Bowser's Castle. Vote that one again. What else? Oh yeah, I saw something about the Dutch farmers apparently being protesting again. I don't know if that's happening or if that's in reference to something that was happening a bit earlier, but whatever. Seems pretty cringe to me. I think was it Flat Earth Dennis telling me about what the farmers in Lithuania were like, kind of enlightened me to what the farmer discourse in Europe is really about, which is, you know, not the farm workers, but rather the people that own the farming equipment and that own the farm and whatever, sort of petit bourgeois. Say what now? I've not seen any farmers today. Okay, yeah, so it's probably just something that was happening a little earlier. People are referring to now. Oh yeah, that's right. It was in the context of Ukrainian EU talks. You know, like Ukraine is going to be admitted at some point after the war as part of the EU, and apparently there were some people remarking that, like, oh yeah, you know, now the Dutch farmers will be all in shambles because you know, there's going to be a new farmer on the block that's not going to pollute literally everything or something like that. I don't know. Ow. Alright. Whoa, what the hell? I didn't quite get him. It would have been cool if I did. I'll just hold second. I guess I'm content to do that. Oh, okay. It being 100cc did a lot to help me there with that mushroom. Ooh. Take that. Alright, well then. I'll take first, sure. Now, if they have a red shell, I'm probably screwed. But, you know. That was a very tight blue shell dodge. I assume another one's gonna happen relatively soon. Somebody probably has the shock. You're gonna use it. Or not. Okay. Got him. Yay. I'll take that star. Alright. That could have been a mistake to not take that item, but That's a gamble I'm willing to make because it's a little faster to not do that half pipe. Okay. Oof! I raced that really intelligently, I think. Anywho. Oh, there's a shock. Huh. Somebody had it way back there. Let's see. First place, wow. I'm going to... find a friend? Sure. Alright. I'll go do that, I guess. I guess I can move on to the one really breaking news thing that happened today. Sure. Couldn't meet up, try it later. Okay, well. In any case, I could look for custom track worldwides now. Let's get looking. Please find me some opponents. In the meantime, you guys remember how I was talking about the Supreme Court, or not the Supreme Court, Texas, the state of Texas, putting razor wire in the water of the Rio Grande to kill migrants that are trying to come across the border to seek asylum in the United States, or even just to immigrate here for any reason. That was that led to them clashing with federal border patrol, and that went up to the Supreme Court. There was a Supreme Court case about it, and the Supreme Court ruled actually against Texas. I was mildly surprised by this because the Supreme Court is filled with genocidal maniacs, but upon closer inspection, it was not that surprising because it was only a 5-4 decision in what should have been like 9-0 or whatever. Like, yeah, this is federal jurisdiction. Look, previously, like, when it was just Texas and the federal government clashing, I didn't want to make it a constitutional issue or whatever, but now it explicitly is a constitutional issue, and it is actually really concerning that on something like this, the court would be like, 5-4 ruling, instead of, like, all of them agreeing, which means 4 of them said, yes, actually, Texas should keep doing this. But the ruling was that, no, Texas cannot keep doing this. And this created a lot of uproar in the Republican Party. A lot of Republican politicians were saying Texas needs to assert its states' rights. Funnily enough, some of the states' rights talking points, maybe not in so many words, have resurfaced over this issue. And Texas, believe it or not, has, in violation of the court's order, continued to put razor wire in the water. Let's see here. Where is the, Here, let me search, because I saw a more recent article on this. Texas razor wire. Yeah, so the Supreme Court allowed border patrol to remove razor wire that Texas had already put there, so that migrants didn't die when attempting to cross. And then I think Texas is trying to put up more razor wire. Yeah, look. Texas continues installing razor wire despite SCOTUS ruling. I don't know why I said look, because you can't see the screen. Yeah, so Texas officials, in the face of that ruling, it was like, the ruling gets handed down, they say, Texas, no, you can't do that. Texas says, fuck you, we're going to continue to put this razor wire here to kill migrants. And then some Texas representatives, including Chip Roy, who I think is from Texas, or some Republican representatives, excuse me, some of them from Texas, said, actually, you should keep putting the razor wire in the water and along the border. Let's see. News Nation cameras captured Texas officials installing new razor and anti-climb fences along Shelby Park. That was that town on the border. As well as atop shipping containers that migrants have often climbed to illegally enter the border. Yeah, it's not good. Imagine your state being created by immigrants living on Mexican land and now building razor wires to stop Mexicans from coming. Yeah, I mean, I don't really need to imagine it because that's exactly what Texas is doing, but yeah. You know, couldn't be me, that's for sure. I'm gonna smuggle this bullet bill as far up as I can. This will be funny. Item smuggling in 2024? Oh, well, I kind of have to use it now. So, it's funny what the initial story was like. Oh, the feds and Texas are clashing over this, and then we thought like, oh, the Supreme Court deciding this will maybe put an end to it, but now it just seems like we're right back to where we started with Texas state like military forces and the feds clashing over this issue. Give Mexico all its land back. What'd you get from it? Texas and Florida? Not worth it. We didn't get Texas and Florida. We got Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada, and California. So it was 100% worth it. Also, that was in 1836. So, that'd be politically untenable nowadays. There are more than 100 million people that live in those territories. In those states, I should say. Have a silent L inside them? Oh, I get it. Yeah, haha. But yeah, there was something I wanted to say about this, which is that, like, L Texas. Yeah, that's true. All right. What? I've never seen that happen. I don't even think I drove all that bad this race. Anyways. So, I've expressed before my displeasure at the existence of a Supreme Court. USA without their gambling town Las Vegas and their Californian cities, impossible. Yeah, California on its own is the 6th largest economy in the world. Not even like the United States, just California. They are massive. But what I wanted to mention was that, like, I've expressed my disdain about the Supreme Court having such, like, unchecked power or whatever, unless you just decide not to listen to them. In this case, that's exactly what Texas has done. The Supreme Court, the highest fucking, most unaccountable, most authoritarian institution in the entire country, has said, no, Texas, you can't do that. Texas said, we don't have to fucking listen to you. They kept doing it. Now we're just going to see this clashing again. And ultimately, I think this really does come back to, holy shit, we did not take Reconstruction far enough. We shouldn't have pulled federal troops out of the South so quickly. Really, the only way that you fix this is just to say, all right, Texas, we can't trust you to enforce the fucking law in your state. We can't trust you to not be insane psychopaths with your state military. So we're going to occupy you with federal troops. If any state tries to do some similar shit, you will suffer the same fate. Stop killing brown people. Plus L plus ratio. Everyone knows Lithuania have the real Jewish powers and just tricked all the Nazis so that we could pull all the strings and give Mexico their land back. Very true. This has always been the plan, of course, naturally. Alright, I have to use this here. It's not really a better... Damn it. Okay. Do not hit me. Okay. I haven't gotten any items this race. Except for that, that one thing. Just go in front of me. Okay. Time for me to go have fun. Yeah, see you later. And likewise, have fun. Oh, that's different. I see. These item box textures are interesting too. Oh, hell yeah. Mega Mushroom when I'm small. Let's go. Dude, how funny would it be is if you got a Mega Mushroom when you're small and you use it and it just makes you normal size instead of making you big. That'd be pretty funny. Get owned. I could have sworn I got that item box. What the fuck? Alright. Oh, this is a drawbridge thing. Okay, I understand now, I think. Okay. So far, so good. Okay. Whew. That shot could have ended a lot worse. Don't try anything, Funky Kong. Alright. My lap 3 was all good. Like, that was all good driving by me. Lap 1 and 2 were super messy. Whew. Well, at least I found a decent-sized custom track room. That's pretty good, I think. God damn. If this continues, this is going to, like, this standoff between Texas military forces and the Federal Border Patrol, if this continues, this is going to create genuine, like, tension between red states and the federal government over like immigration policy. And when I say genuine tensions, I mean tensions so big that we'll start seeing like secessionist rhetoric again. Is it going to be the Civil War 2? No, if the president actually decides to do something. But if we keep just getting fucking the same old nothing ever happens, it's the end of history kind of leadership, then like it's a done deal. If Trump loses, that'll probably happen, or wins. If Trump wins, that won't happen because he will be as insane as all the red states. And of course, the blue states are led by liberals who are ineffectual and who stake their career on doing absolutely nothing. So they will do nothing to stop him. But if Trump loses and Biden gets another term, then it might also not continue if Biden decides to fucking do anything. He's actually decent on domestic policy. He's not bad, especially with the hot labor summer of 2023. and the resurgence of organized labor in America, Biden was actually pretty good about doing PR for that and actually going to some of the strike events, showing up to support the workers there. If we see that Biden, then this will eventually resolve itself. But if we see the fucking Biden who's just like, I can fix them, I promise, I swear Netanyahu actually wants a two-state solution. If we get that Biden on this issue, then it's Jover. But I don't know which version of Biden we're getting. And of course, when I say, like, Joe Biden doesn't have to do the full thing, right? Like, I think the most likely outcome here, right, is that, first of all, Biden's going to win re-election. But then, like, he's not going to do what I think needs to happen, which is full-ass Reconstruction 2, send troops down south, Sherman goes burning again, and all that shit. Occupy Texas, literally. But he's not going to do absolutely nothing. It's going to be some sort of half measure that will probably stave off the problem in the interim. If that makes sense. Damn it. Alright. Betting it all on this red shell, which is not a good idea. It's also not the worst idea I've ever had, so. Got him. And I won. Okay. I think I drove really intelligently that race. There were some mistakes that I made, I think, as well, but... Alright, let's, next race. Here's a throwback to a segment I did a little while ago. Well, a lot of my political segments don't get that many views anymore, except for the Blair White one, funnily enough. People watch that one. At one point, I did a segment about the Oklahoma school superintendent. It's like the chief executive of the school system in the state of Oklahoma. And I don't remember what he was talking about. He was waffling about some fucking evangelical nonsense and book bans and whatever. The book bans are the Republican Party's new favorite toy. They love to ban literature and say that kids learning things is bad, especially when those things have to do with sexuality, gender, psychology, and most importantly, abuse that they may be suffering in their life. Because conservatives love to abuse children. But yeah, freedom of speech party. Apparently, this guy is now back. As per Rolling Stone, the Oklahoma superintendent of schools, the very culture war obsessed superintendent, has decided to appoint Chaya Raichik, the Libs of TikTok fucking woman, as the head of a library, like, media review committee. Like, hey, all those books that we're thinking of banning, and we might need to hold for review and all that. Uh, yeah, let's get fucking libs of TikTok to review those. Let's put her in charge of deciding which books should or shouldn't be banned from the fucking library. That sounds like a grand idea to the superintendent of schools. This track is very strange to me. This is my first time playing it, I think. Ruinated Peach's Castle, I believe it's called. Okay. Let's try going this way this time. That actually gained me some ground, I think. Give me this box. Ah, 3 green shells. Ah, damn it! I swear I pressed the button to drift, and it just didn't. Alright, I'm holding on to this green shell. What the fuck? How did he get so much ground on me? Unless he used a mushroom there, in which case I'm kind of confused, because that's a really bad spot to use a mushroom. The best item in the game. Let's go. Give me an item. Oh, yes. Oh, baby. Sick. Am I just gonna win? I am. First time racing that track, and I just won, I guess. Here we go. Here. For those of you at home who are somehow not familiar with Libs of TikTok, she is the lady that did stochastic terrorism against a children's hospital in Massachusetts. There was a children's hospital in Boston, Massachusetts, that offered, I think, consultation, like, for... She sounds liberal. She's a fascist. She is not a liberal. Initially, her account, Libs of TikTok, was making fun of liberals. It was like haha, look how silly these liberals are on TikTok. But then, she amassed such a platform over there that she started, well, doing things that a right-winger would want to do if they had a platform, including sicking her sycophants on a children's hospital that offered consultation for trans kids. To such an extent that they got bomb threats. This children's hospital in the Northeast. And the Oklahoma superintendent. Aren't we all a bit of fascist neo-Nazi terrorists? I will decline to comment invoking my Fifth Amendment right. I just. Apparently this woman is, and all of her followers are too. Of course there's that phrase of, like, scratch a liberal and a fascist bleeds or whatever, but, like, liberals are the only real semblance of left politics that exist in America. Or at least that's what people on the left in America would call themselves, Ow. Give me this item. Ah. Oh, that actually works out super well. I didn't get the boost from that ramp. Alright. Do some of this. Turns out there would be military exercise and forest around my town. That sounds interesting. Let's see. Sorry, I'm concentrating on racing here. Make sure I'm making intelligent decisions about the way I'm driving, which so far seems to be the case. That was a very wonky turn, but I think it worked out as well as I could make it. Oh, I didn't get an item there. How should you say you're a racist with how good you race? Oh, yeah, I would in fact say that I'm a professional racist with how I'm racing right now. Thank you. Damn, that pow did more to hurt me than it did to hurt them. That's the person first. Although I'm in first now, I guess. By virtue of that blue shell. We'll see how this turns out. If I can amass a lead, this is going to be really good. Are you a racist? Only a professional racist. In my off time, I'm not a racist for fun. Ah, they got me. Dumbass. I guess one blue shell apiece is about par. Whoa, what? Why did that red shell just go past them? What? What the hell? I'm only racist against Italians. Alright, that's enough of that. Some dumbass armed Belarusian border guards invaded Lithuania. That's pretty dumb, I think. Alright. Let's talk about other stuff. -1. Article 5 time? No, not even remotely. For the memes. You know what? Fuck it. I'll end the world for the memes. Sure. This is why I am perfectly normal and can be trusted with the levers of public power. Yeah. Let's get rid of that, too. I dare you to start World War III. Bro, I don't need a dare. I would just do that shit. Ah, yes. The next thing. This is the only other, like, news item on here. It's hardly breaking, because we all fucking expected this. The New Hampshire primary happened. The primary elections for the presidency in America go, like, it's Iowa, then New Hampshire, and then, like, South Carolina, and then Nevada, some other places. Professional racist and World War III enjoyer in the free time. Nice. Yes. This is how all of my interlocutors should understand me. The New Hampshire primary just happened. These are, like, very small and relatively insignificant states as far as, like, the presidential election is concerned, because they're not especially populous. But, you know, Trump won New Hampshire handily. Of course, this is now, like, that Ron DeSantis has dropped out of the race, and his only remaining opponent is Nikki Haley. And I think the vote tally in New Hampshire was like 55-45 in favor of Trump. You know, really not a huge surprise there. I'm alive? Dude. That's wild. Also, half of these people in the room, I am 100% certain are Smurfs, and are the people I was talking about when I said that, like, there are people with, like, 5,000 VR that have insanely good snap judgment. I got another blue shell? Let's go, I guess. I don't think there's anything really for me to say about the Republican primary and the election that I haven't already said. You know, Republican Party is doomed. They have gone full Trump, like, all the way, and there's nothing else that they have. And like, that's it, and I'm fucking dead. Give me that item. I have to back up for this. What the f... I don't know what it is about this session in particular, but I feel like I've been more cheated than I usually have been. Especially with how well I've been driving. Like, on this track? Jesus Christ. Give me... Yes. Damn it. I didn't want that to clip the ceiling. And that person fell off. No! What the f... Ah, this track doesn't belong in this pack, man. Then again, this is the pack that sweaty comp players play, so maybe this track exactly belongs in this pack. I don't know. What? Dude. This track is bad, dude. Look, my ire has historically been like towards other tracks in CTGP, like Rabbit Hole and whatever else. But holy shit, this track needs to go. Like this aged about as well as Mushroom Peaks, and it's not done aging yet. Like Mushroom Peaks is probably about done aging because of how old it is. Right? This track came out in 2018. That's how recent this track is. Sunset Ridge, for comparison, I think Sunset Ridge actually, as a track design, holds up really well. That track was made in 2011. Jeez, man. Yeah, no. In some places, it just didn't matter how well I was driving. It's the track is just like that. Like, there's nothing you can do. Lame, is what I say. Got about 15 more minutes. Other people out racist than you? True! I'm the least racist person in this room right now. Everybody else in this room is more racist, and that's why they placed better than me. Anywho. Color Wonderland, okay. Alright, cool. Yes. Alright, so There's something I wanted to touch on real quick. Oh god, it's mirror mode. Oh boy. I've been applying for jobs and whatnot. In fact, I've recently like increased the rate at which I apply for jobs. I'm like going for different kinds of like jobs instead of just applying to one field. And I'm applying to 2 jobs every day. And that's the pattern I want to hold at least for this week. And potentially longer if I can. And nobody has gotten back to me, which sucks. And I was actually lamenting that, like, holy shit, I'm gonna go insane if this keeps happening. Like, usually places don't get back to you if they decided to, like, go with somebody else. But this is actually, like, beyond a certain point, it does actually get to the point where it's, like, unusual to apply for so many jobs and for nobody to get back to you. At the end of this week, that will make, like, what, 10 or 12 job applications or whatever. Just this week. And prior to this, I'd been, like, applying for jobs once every day. And then, like, that was the pattern I was generally going with for the past couple of months. And still, nobody, nothing. What the f... Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, Bidenomics. Alright. And that's somewhat related to something else that has been happening lately, which is apparently what people are calling a burnout crisis, which is a fancy, albeit accurate, way of saying everybody is overworked. Doesn't matter what they're doing, what field they're working in. Doesn't matter what people's jobs are. Everybody in the United States right now, just about, is overworked. And that sucks. It's really not good. This is like really bad working environment that people are dealing with right now. And apparently there was some recent analysis to say that this burnout crisis, like the consequence of everybody being so overworked and shit, is businesses losing $2 trillion per year, which is a lot. Here, hold on. Let me see if I can find this article. Yeah, from Business Insider of all places. I would not expect somebody this right-wing to be talking about that. And of course they like phrase it as though it's the employee's fault for not being engaged at work. But like, fuck, man. Yeah, employees who aren't engaged at work may cost the economy 1.9 trillion. So of course, as with everything that Business Insider says, they have to say that it's the workers' fault. Yeah. But it's really not good. Really, really not good. And the reason for this is that fucking workplace environments have become more and more antisocial. Feel free to refer to the segment I did on the MatPat video about that one. And people are being expected to do more than what's in the job description. People have, like, no hope for their job prospects, rightly so, because there's no such thing as class mobility in the US anymore. And, other associated phenomena like that lead to a lot of people, including myself, being like, man, there's just no way out, is there? It's just gonna suck. Bullet Bill, take me to victory, please. All right. But hey, you know what has the potential to like actually fix this problem is unionization. Um, this is the play, I think. I'm gonna chain this. Okay. Get owned, idiots. What in the fuck? I should not have gotten hit by that. That shock is okay for me, I think. Alright, I know what I'm doing with this. What the... It drifted the wrong way. Get out of here. Alright. It might just be my imagination, but I feel like my ability to drive is sort of deteriorating. We've got only like 1 or 2 more races left in the stream, so I'll try to hold it together, but either way, I'm not feeling great about my ability to drive. Yeah. God, what was I talking about? I was talking about burnout, right? Okay, yeah, unionization. Unionization is a way to actually fix this problem, and the advancement of working class interests in this scenario is how you fix this problem. Because the cause of like this systemic burnout that we're seeing is the atomization of workers, them being cut off from each other, them having worse pay, worse hours, worse economic prospects in the long run. All of that drains the soul from people, insofar as you could really say that people have a soul to be drained. And the only way to really address that is to, well, give people a reason to not fucking hate their jobs and their life. And I don't mean pizza parties when I say that. You know, a lot of bosses will just do that whole shtick. Or they'll do like employee appreciation day. You get employee of the month with your picture on in a little framed photo or whatever. None of that. In fact, being a manager kind of rots your brain to the point that you don't even consider that shit because you don't see workers as people, just as a product of your job. But yeah, you know, unions can negotiate for better pay, better hours for sure, better like overall conditions, and like more paid time off as well. That's a big thing that unions have been known to advocate for. And if those material factors that influence people's work climates get improved, then the burnout crisis will be not ended, but you know, maybe alleviated to some degree. And then a large part of that also is like the antisocial climate that people experience in the workplace. And if there's like, if you can also address that, then you can potentially address the burnout crisis. Although I'm under no delusion that any of this can be really achieved in a capitalistic model, because whatever progress you make is going to be eroded and like slid back by the fucking interests of capital and shit like that. So really what I'm saying here is that we have economic problems to which the only solution is socialism. Thank you. Like, unironically, market socialism would be such a better system for all of this, because it would actually, you know, The crisis could be solved by banning all unions. Unions are a scam, stopping you from buying your PS4. That's so true. That's actually a real propaganda poster that I saw in a like a retail store one time. It's kind of fucking crazy. And of course, people were sharing that all around on Twitter and whatnot, because it's not just the one retail store that does this. The interests of capital are the same everywhere. Capital is truly international. Their talking points about unions are the same everywhere. Where I was saying about market socialism, like a cooperative working environment, and when I say cooperative, I mean like workers own the company, they own and democratically control as well the company and the processes of production. That will actually lead people to have more of an emotional attachment to the things that they do at work every day. You know, it's not just you're going and slaving away. No, you actually have, you know, input. It's in part your business too. You know? And like when the company does better, that means you do better. Whereas now the company, like, there's almost an inverse relationship, or like there's actually, in the truest sense of the word, there is no relationship between how well a company is doing and how well its workers are doing. You know, oh, times are hard. You know, there's a recession or whatever. That means like pay cuts and layoffs. Oh, booming quarterly profits, literally the best profits that we've ever seen in history for these companies. Still like pay cuts and layoffs. Like, how many times did we see in 2022 companies bragging about record profits in one sentence, and then the next sentence saying, oh, but sorry, we don't have the money to pay you, so we're laying you off. And, like, mass layoffs, too. It wasn't just a few people. There were, like, thousands of employees across several companies and industries being laid off in what should have been an economic boom. And that is because people have no fucking input in the traditional, like, corporate form. But in a cooperative, the likes of which you could actually see in the form of Mondragon Corporation, they do, I think they are a farming cooperative based in Spain, like cranberries and such. Whenever there are economic like hard times, what happens is everybody takes a minor pay cut, but everybody mostly keeps their job. Like, the bar for whether or not somebody gets laid off is so much higher at a workers' cooperative, and it's more likely that you'll just take a minor pay cut in a recession. And guess what? In an economic boom, workers get a pay raise. People get pay raises proportional to like how well the company is doing in an economic boom in a workers' cooperative, because they have a say in that. And that matters. That matters so much. You know? Worker democracy really is the only way we're going to solve all these, like, incredibly widespread problems in like the workplace environment. We're reaching actually the point where like the contradictions of a like feudalistic, extremely hierarchical workplace environment can no longer be surmounted without just tossing out that model of management to begin with, right? Like, you have to start introducing more and more and more democracy into the workplace if you want to actually fix the burnout crisis. And that starts with unions. Unions alone will not fix it, because even with the institutional support that somewhat comes from unions, workers will always be on the back foot. And, you know, unions are not the interests of capital. They can't be if they are actually a vessel to advocate for the workers. What has to happen is a synthesis of the interests of labor and capital into one class that supplants the previous two classes of labor and capital. You have a labor capital class, right? And that's everybody. This has been the Communist Manifesto too. Thank you. Anyways. I might make that into a segment. Who knows? Maybe. If worker earn money, who will profit? Biggest brain corporate argument of all time. Very true. Many such cases. You know, there's actually a lot of interesting literature about where profits will go in worker cooperatives, and a lot of them have company mutual funds that can be dipped into in those recessions. Sometimes, you know, how I was talking about in recessions in a cooperative, instead of seeing layoffs, you see pay cuts. Sometimes they don't even need to do that because people agree. They vote on this. That, you know, these are issues that people vote on, so they decide. You know, sometimes we will take slightly less of a pay raise from these profits so we can set aside some of these to be a company mutual fund. That way, if a recession comes and like we go into the red for a little bit or whatever, that way we have a pool of money with which to supplement our salaries so that we don't have to take a pay cut and we could potentially ride it out for longer. Companies that are in the worker cooperative form are scientifically shown to be more stable and more economically viable than traditional firms with the whole you know, corporate boss on top and like unelected managers and like all that giant pay hierarchy that we see. But a lot of capitalism nowadays is the ability of the capital class to fail upwards, as it were, to go to one company, drive it into the ground, take their golden parachute, buy another company, do the same thing, all the while they get these small investment goals that make their shareholders really happy and that make people want to invest in them more. All the while, things get worse for the workers. I don't know, that sounds like communism. Funnily enough, that is communism. That is exactly communism, what I described. It's actually just called market socialism. Communism is not something that can really be described in economic terms. We don't really have the imagery to project that right now. Yeah, it's actually kind of wild to me that's how much better corporations are than in a worker cooperative form, how much better that is than like the traditional corporate form. Vivek Strat, very true. Everything is communism that I don't like. And what I will describe as capitalism, that's good. And then I proceed to describe communism or some shit. I don't know. Look, maybe I'll make that into a segment. Who knows? Socialism is when no food. That is true. And also no iPhone. And also Venezuela. 100 more billion dead. That's socialism, actually. No raid again today. I'll probably do one on Friday. And I'll see... On that note, I will see you on Friday with a regular length stream, so... Have a good one.